All right, guys, what is going on? What up? That looks good. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to my channel if you are new. It is Wednesday, April 24th. It's the middle of the week. It is the middle of the week. And here we are. Same time, same place. We got a couple announcements and then we'll dive into it. Dive into today. All right. What's good? Felix, Naruto, Electric. Barely made it out alive. Oh my God. What's good, Sean? What's good, G? Alex C, 2020. Willow, Hadar, Cameron. Gold was juicy on a 15-minute today. Beverly, welcome back. Beverly was banned for like 2 years. She's finally back. Welcome. We're glad you're with us. Glad you're here. We'll give it a few minutes and, you know, allow everyone else to come on. But I did change the thumbnail today, so we might not have as many people today. We might not have as many viewers. Let me just make sure this is for the public. Is this for the public? Yeah, it is. Okay. It is for the public. Cool. Do you guys like the thumbnail? Dude, I put a lot of energy into these thumbnails in case you guys didn't know. All right. I just want to make that known. I fucking work hard on these thumbnails. Okay. I don't pay anybody to do it. I make them. A lot of the times with AI, but I still make them. All right. Just to spice things up. Cameron, that's funny. It's a really good thumbnail. Thank you, Electric. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, I'm guessing you guys want to get into today's banger. I'm assuming. Right? So, this is basically what my electronic journal looks like. Right? If I'm getting ready to take a trade or if I have an idea on what I think the market's going to do, and of course, if I'm going to take screenshots, honestly, it's really more for you because I'd rather write things down in journal, but it's fine. So this is what that looks like. So it's not a lot, but there is a lot here. There's a couple of things I did leave out. I don't know, speed analysis in the morning, whatever. Because there's a couple of missing things up here that's actually very, very important. But anyway, I asked in the Discord or I said in the Discord rather, in the charts chat, I said, what do you see? Or no, I said, study the Nasdaq. I said, study my chart of the Nasdaq and all of its, you know, facets in here. Because I don't mark up everything on every chart. It would be a mess. So I don't always mark up everything. You don't see equities open. You don't see some levels up here. You don't see this level right here. You don't see this level right here. There's a lot of things that are missing, but there's really two things right here that are important. And obviously there's a box right here that is important as well. So what are some of those things? What are some of those things? What's good, Zay? What's good, Stephanie? And Mr. Kesha, Crispy J. Welcome back. It's been a minute. Glad you're with us, too. We got a lot of people coming back, man. We got a lot of people coming back. I like that. Right? I like that. Why is that? You see us winning every week or what? What's good, Nikki? What's good, Pop? What's good, Eric Mendez? What's up? I don't know why I got a lot of energy today, just so y'all know. I don't know what it is. I did mention earlier that I wanted, You know, it's that feeling of wanting to go outside, rip your shirt off, and, you know, just scream, I am the algorithm. You know what I mean? So we'll get into it. Nasdaq. Okay. So here's the big thing. There's two things, actually. Well, actually more than that, but let's start from the beginning. Yeah, all them funded folks, which I'm going to go over in a minute as well, because I want to make sure there's enough people on here before we do that. Okay, sorry, I had to get the music going. Let's start from the beginning. Yesterday in the PM session, can you tell me what happened yesterday after hours? Does anybody know? What would be important for the Nasdaq in the after hours? Jungle John, Stephanie, you're banned. You're permanent banned. You're gone. Good luck to you. Earnings, Zay. Yes. Cameron, Nikki, Zay, Tesla specifically. They had earnings yesterday. I think it went like 13% or something like that higher in the after hours yesterday. Tesla. Why would that be important? Because Tesla, I do believe, is part of the Nasdaq. That's important information. That's important information. That's what this gap is here, right? Look at Tuesday's close and then look at today's open. You see that? That's a gap. Okay. So that's where it starts. And then this is where today not ends, but this is what we reached into today. Right? Now, why would that be important? Well, it's like we were looking for that yesterday on ES. That's in the market review too. Right? We were talking about what S&P could reach for, and we talked about the 41.25 level and that imbalance here on the daily. Oh, what's our high of the day? Yeah. Price action is so hard, so difficult. So anyway, what I'm going to do is actually take this box off, and what I'm going to do is do the two lines instead because it's a little bit more clean, okay? So what we're going to do is label this, all right? Imbalance low. You could write daily, actually. Daily imbalance low. And daily imbalance high. Okay, now I know that might be confusing because you're marking the high at this candle's low. I know, so that might be weird for some of you, but if price is going up and into it, this is the low end of the imbalance, which is the high of this candle. So I know it might be confusing at first for those of you that are anally specific or OCD specific on everything, but yes. The daily imbalance low and the daily imbalance high. Okay, so now when we go back to the 1 minute time frame, now you see why that is important, right? Because look at it, even the 1 minute bodies are respecting that. That's clean, that's crispy, that's precision. So what are the possibilities for today? Well, remember, we zoom out. Yesterday, and here, matter of fact, I'll just go into it. Yesterday, equities close is right here, right? So the stock exchange is done. After that, we see a little bit of movement here. And then when the market closes at 4, we have that 1 hour of, you know, rebalancing or whatever. It opens with a gap here. But notice what price doesn't do, right? We continue into the evening time, but that gap never, quote unquote, filled, right? Never did. So that could be important for today as well. Okay. So now take a look at this. And some of you, I don't know, you might shit yourself, you might not, I don't know. But again, let's revisit this image. Again, the markups of that daily imbalance are not here. I did not put them on there. You know they're there. And if you did your top-down analysis, you would know. But what's taking place here? I'm saying, look, price, well, I drew it when price was actually creating a down candle, and I said we're going to rally into this imbalance and then shit the bed. That was the idea, and I never moved it. I took a second screenshot after we traded into this potential mitigation. It's kind of a oddly formed, it's kind of a distorted formation of a mitigation, and the imbalance doesn't overlap. So there's a little bit of distortion there in terms of cleanliness of the potential mitigation here. But nonetheless, the idea is the same. Once we traded back into the imbalance, I'm like, okay, this is a screenshot. This would be an entry. This is going to shit the bed. Right? Now, why would it do that? Again, daily imbalance up here. We trade lower. What is this aiming for here? This fast movement lower at 9 or just before 9 o'clock, right? Just eyeball it. You don't even need a drawing tool. From this consolidation, from the lowest low up to this high, you can pretty much gauge where 50% is. 50% is probably roughly right here, right? You don't need a fib tool for that. You don't need a GAN box for that, because it's obvious. You're going, oh yeah, well shit, it's way closer to that low than it is to that high. We definitely crossed 50%, right? So capitalist says willingness. Good evening to you, Marius. Afternoon for me, but good evening to you. So what do you think this is up here? Take a look at that, by the way. What's important about this high up here? What can you tell me? What can you tell me about this? Again, the markups are not there. I'm not giving it to you right off the rip. You got to work for it. Felix says gap. That is one thing. You're right. This right here. There's a small gap right there. Boom. Traded right into that. Perfectly. Let me see. Fractal high trades into a mitigation and small gap. Thank you, Naruto. Great answer for, coming from you. Very nice. Inverted imbalance. Oh, to be fair, I don't think so. I don't really see one. But the gap is important. I would say that. And inside the mitigation, Marius, I mean, I could somewhat agree. Technically, it is there. Technically. We did revisit this mitigation right here, though. And I know it's kind of blurry because it's zoomed in, but I just want to make sure you understand. This is what I'm looking at. So these 3 down candles right here, I'm saying if you mark that, it hits that here and then rolls over. But anyway, the point of me showing you this was the move. That was your first leg of distribution. First leg. You can trade first legs. I ain't got no problem with that. But the stage, the retracement that is going to occur for the second stage might stop you out at break even. That shit's annoying. So this by itself is a fractal because you have, look, this high, and then you have a lower high and a lower high. It's distorted in terms of number of candles, but that's still a fractal high. Gap, mitigation, coming off of what? That daily imbalance. So this is what? What is this right here? If this was leg number 1, what do you think this is? What comes after 1? 2. So complicated. Second leg, right? What's the trade that everybody wants? The second leg. Where do you put your stop loss? Well, you have many options here. It can go to the high end of the mitigation. I typically don't recommend that. Off the top of my head, I don't know what the 5-minute has on here. So I would probably say this imbalance up here could be a stop. And that might be weird to you because you probably never heard me say that before. Oh, imbalances should be entries. You're right. But not the imbalance that gets left open. That's a lot to explain. But like, look up here. You see this imbalance right here? That never gets traded into. Why do you think that? Because it's left open. It's too high on the end of the range. So this imbalance could be left open. So instead of trying to short this with a stop at that high and then a TP down here, that'd be like a 1-to-1 or maybe 1 to 1.5, and you're going, man, fuck that. You could bump it down a little bit, maybe squeeze a 1-to-2 or a potential 1-to-3 if it's a runner, right? But what's down here? 680, 670. What do you think that is? 680, 656. That was Sunday's gap. So what's the play here? That mitigation right there. And this is why I posted in the Discord. I said I was watching the Nasdaq and it was slow. This was slow. I wanted to rip my fucking beard out watching this shit because it shouldn't have done it so slow. You see how this was fast here? This was basically a controlled demolition, right? Everybody knows about 9/11. Moving on. Very, very slow and controlled. And that's what sometimes I struggle with as far as impatience goes. Because it's like, oh man, it's second leg. It should be fast. It should be clean. And it wasn't. It still goes where we want it to go. It just does it in a manner that's obnoxious. It's just like getting a 3 or 4-year-old to eat their vegetables. They still might do it, but you got to force them and argue and bicker and take a lot more time than it needs, right? That's kind of what this is. This is like a toddler eating their vegetables. And it is what it is. But nonetheless, the trade idea, again, I'll post this just one more time. The reason why some of these ideas work so well is because I always explain it this way. I'm waiting for the highest probability that this is going to work out. I looked at this up here and I said, this is probably going to be the second leg. I said, it's probably going to be, but I didn't do anything up here. And there's a reason for that. And so with that, we'll go over to ES and we'll go over to Dow Jones, because this is why I waited so long, because the Dow Jones, and this actually might be a target for today. If we can get animated enough, we might actually trade to 38,780s. We might get that today. And this is why, because when the Nasdaq was reaching into that gap within a mitigation, the starting of that second leg, Dow had equal highs up here. I didn't want to short that or allow, I didn't want to short Nasdaq either for that same reason, because Nasdaq, if Dow would have traded higher, Nasdaq would have went with it most likely. And then same thing with ES. ES had both lows and highs. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to short with equal highs. So that's why to me, Nasdaq was the much better option. It respected the daily imbalance. It has that open gap and even some other levels of liquidity, which I don't even think I noticed until just now. These low resistant lows as well. So look at that. That was right in here. And it seems like it's late. It feels like it's late on a 1 minute time frame. But in the grand scheme of today, look how close you would have been shorting to the high of the day. Close to that daily imbalance, and you would have been ripping ass. That is excellent trading. Excellent. That's the trade that people dream about. These are the kind of trades that people dream about. Not trying to short up here. You can. I don't. But I want to get in, even if it's late, because I'm going to get in right before the big move. And listen. It's not always about catching the biggest moves, but I think I said this the other day. It's about being on the right side of the market. And sometimes the later you wait, the more probable the trade. That's just something that I've noticed. Drop a like on the stream, guys. I forgot to ask about that earlier. There's over 50 of you on here. We only have 20 likes. That's crazy. That's crazy. And hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Fix that button too. Hit the sub button if you're not subbed. So again, some of the greatest trades that you're going to take, they are going to feel like it's late because you're sacrificing, I guess, the bigger move for a higher level of probability. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You know, it's kind of like, you ever see those questions that people post and it's like stupid shit? Like, would you rather have a guaranteed $1 million or a 30% chance of $10 million? And it's the same idea. Do you want to short the daily imbalance thinking that price might respect it to potentially catch a bigger move? Or do you want to wait for the market to show its hand to you, take a smaller win, but have a much more likelihood? I'm not going to say guarantee. I want to say guarantee so bad, but it's more of a likelihood. Because I can tell you right now, some of you are going to want the likelihood. You would rather go, you know what, John? I'm not trying to catch the biggest moves. I don't care about that. I just want to win. I just want to fucking win. Even if it's $50 a day. I just want to win, John. I don't care about the social media entries. I don't care about getting in at the high and out at the low. Fuck all that. Just get me in on the right side of the market. That's what these entries do. That's what the second leg will do. And a lot of small wins is better than the occasional big win, bro. You understand? I see somebody's like raping the 100 button. Nice. So anyway, hopefully I explained that enough. So with that being said, let me comment real quick on the Dow. I was watching for this earlier. Now we're getting it. So if we measure from, let's say, our target of the equal highs down to this low, we have now crossed into a premium. So I'm wondering if we can get some sort of setup in the discount and then a potential run up here. I think that would be pretty lovely. Same thing for ES. I like 51.25 again for S&P because of these clean highs here. So we already took a bunch of lows, small time frame lows, yesterday's PM session lows on SPY. I mentioned that in the Discord too. Of course, well before it traded into that. Not to brag or anything. And then we extended a little bit lower. And then now, again, same thing. It looks as if we are, I don't know what the 50% here is. Yeah, okay. No, so we technically did cross into a 50%. So if we see old levels of distribution become accumulation, that's probably going to send us higher. So we shall see. So let's say, for example's sake, that I wasn't on stream and I wasn't in front of a bunch of people, and I was just thinking to myself, like, all right, what's going to take place today? Well, we have that 5-minute potential well, I don't want to say mitigation, but it's just an old level of distribution, right? So we have a potential distribution turn accumulation. Old resistance turn support is kind of a shittier way of putting that. And then we have a 15-minute imbalance here too. So both of these are pretty much in the discount end. So I would feel fairly confident that we could trade into that. Like if I'm not going to do this today because I've already had, the one and done. But if I wanted to do something like this, I'd go, okay, trade into that and then order flow up to there. And then I would screenshot that actually with this off. I would screenshot that and be like, this is what I want to see. You feel me? So we'll see. But anyway, as we watch that, I want to give a couple of shout outs real quick and then one update for you. Okay. So if you guys didn't know, we have not one, but 2 more funded accounts in the SMS community. So shout out to Chad Ward for, I don't know which account this one is, but their minimum is at least 50K. So it's either 50, 100, or 150. But either way, Chad is now a certified funded trader with Top Step. That was yesterday, April 23rd, 2024. So shout out to Chad. And then on April 22nd, 2 days ago, from ATF.com, a certificate of funding to Librite, right? AKA Pete, right? Librite got the 50K Trade of A account. So that is back-to-back funding from Peter and Chad. So drop, what do we got? We got a emoji. Drop a birthday emoji, which is really the celebration emoji. Drop that into the chat to celebrate your fellow traders, your fellow SMS members. And a big, again, congratulations to Chad as well as Librite. So great job, gentlemen. Keep up the good work. I like it. I like it. That's cool shit, man. That is some cool shit. Job is not finished. Just getting started, Librite. I don't know if Chad is in the chat today, but I pretty much posted everywhere. Instagram, Discord, Twitter, and Facebook. So yeah, that is some good shit. So I don't know what else to say. It's good shit. It's what we want, right? It's almost as if you work hard, you stay consistent, and you learn the right information. You can do things like that. You know what I'm saying? If it was just me or just one student every like once a year or some shit, that'd probably be a pretty poor reflection. But you see many students getting funded. And I want to put this out here too. I always say this just to make sure. I do not tell anybody to go get a funded account. They do that entirely on their own. On top of that, I do not give them signals. I don't tell anybody, you know, yeah, long this, stop here, TP here. I don't do any of that. They are entirely 100% on their own. They make their own decisions, their own executions, their own bias, their own money management, risk, all that shit. It's entirely their own. I help them none. Okay? So I might be bragging a little bit, but that's because I want you guys to understand I do that on purpose. Self-sustainability, self-sufficiency. Lee Bright, Chad, and anyone else who's gotten funded the last couple of years, guess what? Has a skill set that cannot be taken away. I can't go to Lee Bright and be like, hey, bro, forget everything you learned the last 4 years, 3 years, and just X-Men fucking, you know, press a button and take all their memory. You know what I mean? It cannot be taken away. That is what I would like to help create for you. Yeah, feel me? We all on the same page with that? So the Nasdaq obviously can trade higher too. I just don't know what the target is here for Nasdaq. I don't even know what the target would be. But SPY, or ES rather, ES, beautiful target. Same thing on Dow, beautiful target. So those should be on the table for today. Should be on the table. Thank you, Zay. Appreciate that. But I'm probably not their only teacher. I mean, I know you guys probably watch other YouTube channels, or, you know, a lot of you came from my previous endeavors. So, you know, you learn from Trade House and I'm assuming others. So, you know, it's a shared credit in the regard of the teacher / mentor, but I do appreciate you, Zay. Thank you. And to be honest, it's really not me. It's the market. You just have to know somebody who knows the right information and knows how to give it to you, right? Because some people don't know how to teach. You know, I've seen other people's work and it makes me want to shoot myself in the face. Listening to people coughing on a mic, or like when you can hear people swallow, like I want to literally kill myself when when I hear that shit. I probably shouldn't say stuff like that, but like literally I'm like, dude, come on. Or when they talk really slow and lethargic, I'm like, okay, I don't know how people watch it, but that's just me. So, all right, the last bit of business for today. If you look at my pinned message, I dropped new merch yesterday and the day before. Started to watch John April 19th, 2022 after a car accident. Since then, the magic after magic after magic. John is the one that stopped the chaotic life I had back then through his book recommendations. Oh, look at that. We got one reader in the chat. Hell yeah. Speaking of reading, I'm like so close to being done with Laws of Human Nature. I'm less than 80 pages away. But this book was a banger. This book was an absolute banger. I love it here because you dissect the market every day. What else is there to do? What, I'm going to go outside? What, am I going to work out or some shit? Who has time for that? Who wants to do anything else? I'm trying to watch these candlesticks print. You feel me? Because I'm telling you, when you watch price delivery, when you think the market's going to trade up and then rip ass and then it trades up and rip, watching the algorithm and price deliver exactly how you want it to, and you know what it's going to do before it does it, is such a, it's a feeling like nothing else. Like nothing else. I don't care. Okay? It's just savagery, bro. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if we, if you think back to the beginning of time, caveman days, right? And men would take their clubs and go, bonk some tiger on the head or some shit, and then take it home. And it's like that was the nature of what we did. It was the savagery, right? We get to eat, we get to, live and hang out by the campfire and enjoy the spoils of our efforts. This is the same shit, just in a very different manner. Of course, I'm not bonking anybody or any lions and gazelles over the head or no shit, but it's like we're out here stalking setups and then potentially making money from that. And to watch again price deliver, and you're just making money by doing nothing. You literally click a button, buy it or sell it, and a few minutes later, a couple hours later, you're making money. Bro, I cannot describe the feeling of being good at something, right? And making money from that. Have you ever really sat and thought about that? Have you ever sat down and said you can really make money from being in front of the computer screen? It sounds too good to be true, and a lot of the times it is. But when you get it right, and when you do some of the things that I'm outlining, look what happens. People are getting funded. Dude, this mix is starting to piss me off because the music keeps going in and out. And it's throwing my game off, chat. Oh. I need steady music. All right, there we go. Sorry. I got problems, okay? I got problems. This channel is a lifesaver. I was stumbled upon this quote: when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. Very nice. Felt blessed when I found John. Thank you for that. Jim is A1. I love to pick things up and put them down. And I love analyzing markets and making money and evolving into a higher state of being. No, I like that. I can rock with that. Cameron's just here for the jokes. Hey, man. Well, it is what it is, man. I mean, we do stand up half the time here. So, all right. Pretty good reaction so far on ES. And I don't even know what we're reacting from, to be honest. I don't even know. I guess this old level of distribution here. So we traded into that imbalance here too. Okay. I guess. So yeah. If this is our first leg, if we retrace lower, that should be our second leg to yoink those highs. And if need be, above, that's not London's high. Whatever high this is, and then maybe potentially deeper into that daily imbalance up here. So that'd be cool. I'd probably like to see something like that. But watch, now it's just going to take off and never give us an entry and just go up there and give us the middle finger. That's a possibility too. Today I was on, but I had a feeling I was a bit lost. Lost in what? Especially at the open. Electric, I almost never trade before the open. Almost never. Only if I wake up at like 7 o'clock, can't go back to bed, and then I'm like, all right, fuck it, I'll just get out of bed. That's the only time that ever happens. And I don't do that on purpose. But I almost literally never trade before the open. I've stayed quiet for almost an hour. November 29th, 2023. I've made more than my weekly paycheck in 4 minutes and 57 seconds. Look at that. That's pretty thuggin', if you ask me. Been through 12 teachers since 2016. Nice. Now I have weeded out the ones that don't speak to me. I found the ones that teach and speak to me. John Jam. Nice. Well, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate that. Not that I really want to teach leadership today. I didn't plan on that, but let me give you a secret, okay? And this comes from Dale Carnegie. If you ever read, it's right here. Let me pull it off my wall shelf. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Do you guys know that one? You should. How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. And I don't know which chapter it is. Let me see. Chapter 2, The Big Secret of Dealing with People. I lied. That's not the chapter. Anyway, I can't find it. But the point is, somewhere in here, one of the ideas is to use people's names. That's it. Use people's names. Now, don't overdo it. Like, when people call me by my name in person, I think that's fucking weird. Now, if you meet somebody and it's like, oh, hey, Felix, how you been? That's it. Don't use their name again, because then it's just weird and awkward. But like, say online, right? Why do you think when you guys come in here, I say each and every one of your names? What's good? Felix, Naruto, Electric, Sean, G, all the way down. Why do you think I do that? Because you are a person. Man, look at this. What the fuck, dude? How many up candles are we going to print? That is crazy. Watch, as soon as we long, bam, it's going to trade down. That's why we don't do that. Yeah, makes you feel seen, makes us feel good and seen. Yeah, Nina, that's the point, right? Because a lot of mentors out there, they just, you know, are gonna ignore the chat and all that shit. That's stupid. I don't care for that. Now, if you got 1,000 people on your stream, all right, it ain't gonna be, you know, saying everybody's name, but as long as there's at least 100 or less of you, I'll be able to do that. But yeah, at the end of the day, whether you're watching this on a TV or a laptop, computer, phone, whatever, iPad, I know that there's a screen and I'm here, and I know that you are a person beyond this screen as well. You're a human being. You have thoughts and feelings and all that kind of shit. So what am I going to do? Not acknowledge you? That's stupid. I want to build a community. And I'm not just teaching you how to trade. You do realize it's called Smart Money Stoics for a reason, right? I don't just teach price action. We teach life lessons, we teach business, we teach entrepreneurship. There's a lot more to it than just buying and selling candles. There's a lot that goes into this. And if you ever want to run a YouTube, or if you ever want to run your own community, look at some of the things that I do. I may not be the best. I may not have grown the biggest community or the fastest growing community, but hey, we're at all-time highs this month. You know what I'm saying? Since we started this endeavor, I've pretty much, we didn't grow every month. Some months went down a little bit, but ultimately we're at all-time highs this month. So the consistency is real. The growth is real. The skill set is real. Students are getting funded. It's real. You know, I'm not selling you a dream. I'm not trying to motivate you. Fuck all that. You know, I pretty much do everything opposite to MLMs, dude. Observe the masses and do the opposite. Observe the MLMs and do the opposite. That's fucking clippable. There was a 1 minute mitigation at prices launching from ES. You're lying. You better not be lying. Wow. You're right. Well, ain't that something? Ain't that something? Mitigation, triple low or quad lows, Jesus, low, lower low, lower low, a fourth lower low, and then we finally trade through that, and that is the mitigation model. That is a discount mitigation, discount imbalance relative to the target and this low. Man, fuck, no wonder we didn't come back down here. If you ever wanted to look at a chart and wonder when it would be a good idea to log off, it would be this. It'd be this. It'd be like, all right, let's set an alert down here in case it comes into that, but this might just take off and go higher from here. I agree, Sean. This is a real community. The only coworker I really like does exactly that. What, Felix? Talk to people like they're fucking people and not like they're slaves? Because that's what I would prefer. Talk to me like I'm a person. Behind these pixels, we have real people, real lives. People tend to forget that. They do. There was even growth in December, a slow month. There was. Actually, I think February and March both saw a very small decline, and by small I mean like maybe 2 or 3 members. And this month we surpassed all-time highs by like 10. So the growth is real. Oh, Nikki, you're in from down here? Well, damn, where's the signal? Where's the signal, Nikki? Nikki, you're banned. Over there being selfish. Taking sniper entries and not telling anybody. That's fucked up, Nikki. That's fucked up, dude. You about to get banned. Just like Cameron. And everybody else. Riding Nasdaq like a perfect wave. Very nice. Wait, you said Nasdaq? Oh, you got in Nasdaq. Well, Nasdaq had a similar story. Well, when the charts don't give you an entry and you got 80 pages of a book left, what more do you need? You know what I mean? I would log off and go read the rest of this book. You inverted the MLM model? Oh my God, Hermita, we got to write that down. The inverted MLM business model. How to actually grow a business. That'd be a good book title, huh? Man, we got so many ideas here, folks. It's crazy. We're just pumping them out, dude. We're just pumping out ideas like the market is making setups. You feel me? Oh, saying your name in the morning? That's good, Felix. It's nice to have coworkers who aren't goobers or slaves. Gold is on the way to some equal lows. Looks too good to be real. We can take a look at it. I don't like what TradingView's done with the list. They like made it a separate window. This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. And I've seen some stupid shit. I've seen some stupid shit, let me tell you. Well, there's not too much on the daily here. There is a weekly imbalance here, though, which silver is trading into the same thing. I can already tell you. I looked at it yesterday. Why do I feel like this was news down here? Right here. Anyway, that high, this high, and this one was taken today. So that was kind of like we swept all of that. 15-minute time frame. Beautiful. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Man, that looks beautiful. Nice manipulation candle. We dropped down, imbalance here. We respected that. That might trade down here. I just usually don't short gold. Like this year I've been so bullish on metals. I've been very reluctant to short is what I really mean by that. You have a smaller one here too. I could see shorts. Silver being weak sauce. Weak sauce. So that's probably distribution on gold. So yeah, I could probably see that trading lower. You might be right, my friend. You might be right. You say, what would John do? Nice. Have fun, Electric. Which time is good for gold? All the time, because it's fucking manipulated. Like, more so than anything else. I think we talked about that before. But usually New York's pretty good. Like, the FX session for New York's usually pretty good for gold. Yeah. So we can watch that if you want today. I mean, we're pretty much at the end of the session. But this might sell off. I mean, we didn't even look at the dollar, or we really didn't do a whole lot. And I'm not entirely confident enough for something up here on the daily time frame to say that this is the high. The only thing I'm going off of is the fact that silver's weaker. So if that is distribution, then yeah, this should run down and take these lows. So you can mark that out if you want to. And then the only other thing is, like I said, ES and Dow. These highs are very clean. ES 51.25 we can roll with. Fuck. Look at the Dow. Look at the Dow. Right there, trading to the equal highs. No retracement back into a discount. Fuck. No opportunity on the 5-minute time frame, you know, other than like immediate inversions, which I usually don't. I'm like, man, fuck that. So Dow was able to take that. I'm pretty confident S&P could follow suit with that. So we'll put an alert there for today. I'll either be right or wrong, obviously. And the very last thing is, I meant to go over this and I didn't. The only other thing that I have for you real quick, if you click the link in the chat, the one that I pinned, there's a couple things that I created for yesterday, I created yesterday. There's a Marcus Aurelius mouse pad, which I think is pretty badass, and it's got a couple of he has a lot of good shit on here, but I can only fit like 5 things. So if you like Marcus Aurelius and you need a mouse pad, this is an option for you. I remade the thumbnail, or I took the thumbnail from the Smart Money Fundamentals video. I remade it, and now there is a Smart Money Fundamentals mouse pad. So if you like the Matrix and shit like that, this is available for you as well. If you haven't gotten a mouse pad and you want one. I finally made a sweatshirt, because I think one of you said you wanted a sweatshirt and you didn't want the hoodie. So it's a blessed one. It's got the blessed Pepe on it. Honestly, I think my favorite part though is I put the sniper badges on the side of the sleeve. I think that's kind of cool. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe you don't like it, but I think it's pretty cool because it's got all of the 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month, and then the 1 year badge on it. And then on the other side, it just says buy low, sell high, just like the hoodie. And of course, the pants. So that's all of that's brand new for you guys. If you haven't seen the hoodie, that's there too. And of course, the free PDFs, the hats, and the other mouse pads. Okay, so those 4 really are brand new. If you've been considering picking up some of these, if you want, or if you just want the free PDFs, you can. There's a free PDF right here, the Smart Money Stoics terminology. Again, it's totally free. I don't even think you need to put your credit card in. You just get it. Okay? So with that being said, that'll be it for today. Again, congratulations to Chad and to Lee Bright for getting funded. Keep up the good work, gentlemen. We will be here same time, same place tomorrow. I lied, on Friday. We don't do streams on Thursdays. The market review will be tomorrow, but we'll be here on YouTube, same time, same place on Friday for the next live session. So see you then.